On July 1, 2022 in London, app designer George goes to the bank to ask for a loan. His app is called Hazard Lights and is supposed to predict big events by analyzing global data. He's granted the loan, and after celebrating with his girlfriend Sarah, he receives bigger news: she's pregnant. Soon the couple gets married, ready to start their own family. 3 months later, a deadly virus called MERS-22 is spreading through the world and people are uncertain about their futures. Hospitals are beyond capacity and the number of deaths rises every day. On Christmas morning, both George and Sarah are coughing, so they go to the hospital. The place is incredibly crowded, and the couple worries about the baby. The next morning, George wakes up and notices it's July 1st on the calendar. Sarah reminds him to go to the bank, and when he gets there, the employee has no register of him or the loan. George feels strange and doesn't react well, so he doesn't get the money. Later at home, George tells Sarah the day is repeating, but she just thinks he's talking nonsense. The next morning, George asks Sarah to take a pregnancy test, but she refuses and says he's being weird. In the evening, George checks some websites and sees MERS-22 is already out. He tells Sarah that a pandemic is coming, but she thinks he's going mad and asks him to get help. The following day, Sarah comes home to discover George has gone full-on survivalist, having bought a hazmat suit and tons of supplies. Tired of his attitude, Sarah decides to leave and stay with her parents. George tries to follow her out only to be approached by Archie, who starts talking about time jumps and loops. She says she has answers for his questions and gives him a business card in case it happens again before leaving. George goes to the address in the morning, but he only sees an abandoned building and doesn't go inside. The next morning, George wakes up on July 1st again. This time he doesn't tell Sarah anything and rushes to the address from the card. Inside the building he finds Archie, who tells him he's a mutant. Time jumps have been happening for a while, but only a very tiny part of the population can sense them. Most of the time the skill is given by a special serum, but rarely some people develop it organically. George has actually experienced 20 time jumps, but he's only remembered the last 2. This whole incident is known as the Lazarus Project, a top secret